Hello, hi, how's it going? I'm Ven. I know you'll probably watch this video, and for other people who don't know, this is Lady Small. The A before the E is throwing me off a little bit. I think one of her descriptions just call her Lady. Um, I ran into her videos basically strange coincidence, she started posting Slay the Spire videos just as I've been digging back into the Slay the Spire rabbit hole myself. So good coincidences happened. Um, yo, editor Ven here. Just wanted to chime in and say I'm finishing up editing. I wanted to say the run was pretty good. The biggest things that I noticed were like block and whatnot, but I didn't give this disclaimer at the beginning, so I'm going to here. I'm not trying to attack, but I get really annoyed at some points of not picking up some good block cards, especially early enough in the run where you really needed them. And then also there's some like timing things that I point out one or too many times. Small little things about order of operations on cards. A lot of it is very difficult. This game has lots of moving parts. Wanted to chime this in. Thank you for letting me record and critique this video. Thank you. I'm going to watch specifically part 23, 24, and 25 here because I see we get to a watcher run. I don't actually know if this is a win or a loss here. Let's see. I just want to know if it's a win or a loss. It looks like it was a loss in the end. But doing that will help me go through. I am going to base this off of what I have learned. My whatever you want to call credentials at this game. I've beaten Ascension 20 on all four characters. I have yet to get a heart kill on Ascension 20. But we're not going to go for a heart kill today. We're just going to kind of aim for beating the Act 3 boss. Even in the first couple seconds that I watched of the part 1 here, which is Exordium is the Watcher, I've already noticed a handful of mistakes. I may have watched this run. Most of the time I have them on as background noise to kind of enjoy some Spire when I want to watch the Spire, but can't actually play it myself. It's been fun to watch her videos, but today I wanted to try to help her. She's been trying to get a win with the Watcher. Those who have played Slay the Spire absolutely know the Watcher is the weirdest character of the bunch. The Watcher, let's pull up Slay the Spire here. Okay, I got Slay the Spire pulled up here. The Watcher. The Watcher is very interesting. I noticed that there was still a handful of unlocks left to get, so I don't know exactly where each unlock unlocks, but the Watcher has this very interesting card pool. Where Ironclad's pretty decent at attacks, but its main power is to be able to exhaust cards and fill it full of all of the tools it needs, and then pick out what you want for each fight. Like, you can accidentally go infinite on the Ironclad. It just happens sometimes. Silent's really good at drawing and discarding cards. They're actually, I was watching some videos earlier today, the Silent is really good with powers. The Silent has some really powerful powers, like Envenom or Thousand Cuts. After Image is one of my favorites, just to get block constantly. So like, the Silent is really good at powers and like powering up their deck. The problem that they have is that they have a very slow start sometimes. The Defect, probably my least strong character. Defect has some of the best block cards in the game, but also has their orbs, which can do a bunch of different things. I have not really deep dived too far into the defect. My main is definitely Ironclad. I like the Ironclad a lot. But then we have the Watcher. The Watcher has stances, which the main strategy for easier wins is we grab the card called Rushdown. We toggle between Rushdown and we toggle between our two stances, Calm and Wrath, to be able to draw two cards and get energy. Rushdown also pairs well with Mental Fortress to get you all the block you need. So the difficulty there is you need some very specific cards. One, you need a 1-cost card to get into Wrath. Eruption does that really well. Another really good one is Tantrum. And of course, I'm not going to find it when I want it. There it is. Tantrum. I like Tantrum because it is a multi-attack, which means if you pick this up, it'll go... If you are in Wrath, it'll go from doing 9 damage to doing 18 damage really quickly. And also scales well with some strength if you get a strength relic or something. But it's the 1-cost Calm is the most difficult. So finding your inner peace, finding Fear No Evil, can be difficult to get. Another infinite combo that there is, I've not actually gotten it myself, but is Empty Mind and Inner Peace. Because you can Empty Mind to draw cards, and then you can play Inner Peace. You could even play Inner Peace, then Inner Peace, then you can play Empty Mind to draw cards, because Inner Peace will draw you cards. Stuff like that. So there's lots of infinites with here. The problem with the Watcher is actually the rare cards. The rare cards are super shiny. And they're super, like, they want you to pick them. Like, my favorite is actually, like, I kind of like Establishment. I know it's not good, but the ability to make all of my cards free by pairing it with, there is the Retain cards, Meditate. You're telling me I can make 2 cards cost less with Establishment. So I like Establishment sometimes. It can make for some fun runs. If we're mainly going for the Rushdown strategy to try to win, the rare cards we want are stuff like Vault, Scrawl, because those 2 draw cards. Omniscience can even be good if you have the energy for it, because what I look at it is it exhausts a card. There has been rare cases where I needed to, like, Omniscience a burn, so the burn got out of my deck. And Omniscience can do that. Other good ones to pick up are, like, Lessons Learned, to be able to get all your cards upgraded, because especially with, like, a small pool of cards, you want it as consistent as you possibly can. So, and then everything else should be working towards, that small deck size. Which I'll go into more of that once we watch the run. So the other concept that me and my friends call it is we call it real cards. Cards that take up space in your deck, over the course of the fight. The best example would be like a Curse. A Curse is a real card. Injury. Unplayable. It is in your deck. There is nothing you can do about it. It's there. A card that goes away is either a power or a card that exhausts itself. So, cards like Collect, cards like your powers. Also in that camp is slightly these Retain cards, because over the course of the fight, they could just sit in your hand. You don't have to play them. Because you have to draw 5 cards at the start of your turn. Those 5 cards you want to be the cards you want, or else you end up not going infinite. Um, Other weird ones that can technically, like, count as not real cards is actually cards like Prey. Um, it is a delayed card, but Prey adds an Insight. Insight draws 2 cards. Those 2 cards it draws are itself and Prey. Kind of a weird way to think about it, because you want to, like, if you're thinking, like, you with Yu-Gi-Oh! For some reason, I just looked at, like, some of your earlier videos where I saw some Master Duel. I really like Yu-Gi-Oh! Pot of Greed is broken because it draws you 1 card. Pot of Greed makes you go positive by 1 card. So cards like this are hand neutral. If you end up getting, there's the, like, upgrade all added cards power. I don't remember where that is. But that one makes it so your, every time you add an Insight, it draws 3 cards. It becomes Pot of Greed. So sometimes, but also adding Insight can be interesting because it adds skills to your deck, which skills can slow you down, especially in some of the more difficult fights. Well, let's look through your video, because that's what we're here for.
Points. 3 points from the unlock. That's just mean.
Yes.
Alright, what are we going?
Yeah, because...
I'm determined to get through something with the Watcher.
3 points to unlock.
That's just mean.
We'll get there.
Alright, what are we
Yeah.
going?
I definitely advise unlocking all the cards and whatnot. Could even be worthwhile to, like, not record some videos, just get some runs in to power level that unlocks, because once you get all those tools in your toolbox, some of those added cards are kind of crazy and insane. Especially on the Watcher, some of the more powerful cards are in the unlocks. But again, those powerful cards can also clog up your deck.
Let's go that. Can we get to an elite with that?
So let's see if you do the biggest blunder right at the beginning here, because I even struggle with it.
Okay, you're so mean.
So
let's go this way.
In Act 1, it is very important to do pathing. It is determine what the best path is. 1, we should know what the Act 1 boss is. Act 1 boss will drive the entire act, especially on higher ascensions. The easiest Act 1 boss is definitely the Guardian. Even on A20, if you have the right deck, you can go into the Guardian with 10 HP. It's super easy, but you need to be able to prepare for Slime Boss and the Slime Boss and the Hexaghost. Hexaghost is hard because Hexaghost, to beat it, you have a couple different options. Either you can find a way to not worry about the burns, kill it faster than the burns can kill you, or fill your deck full of enough cards that you don't have to worry about the burns. But pathing in Act 1 is fun. We'll see what happens. I am looking at probably, you have this guy here, and then you can go up and potentially hit 2 elites, because you have an elite here, and I saw there's 1 more up top there. The other thing to look at for Rushdown is you want to grab question marks and merchants. So I could even see an argument for trying to get to this shop, but the thing about it is we want to not fill our deck, and also going into a shop with only the intention of a card removal can be very tempting, because you'll run into something like, ooh, I need this shiny card.
Just Lucky is on my list, so let's...
First card reward is also important. Let's see. Bowling Bash, Just Lucky, and Collect. I also really like Just Lucky, but also Bowling Bash is a really great card for multiple, like, for AoE fights. When you have to deal with 3 enemies, especially against, like, the Sentries, Bowling Bash can be a solution to the Sentries. Because unupgraded against the Sentries, it does... mental math is not my strong suit. 14 21 damage to one of the sentries, and the sentries normally have like 40 HP. So two bowling bashes knocks out a sentry,
Is on my list,
and
but
you
I
need to
think
be able
our
to kill them as quickly as you
we've
can.
got what we need. Yes, we're upgrading eruption. Dear God,
Living Wall. Living Wall is fun. There's no real wrong choice at the Living Wall. Um, but out of all of these, I mostly take Transform. Transform is a card removal and an extra card. If you need less cards in your deck, you can go for a removal. If you have a curse, you can go for a removal because it just needs to be gone. Upgrading card. Mainly you upgrade a card if you need to get a specific card upgraded before for important fights, especially going into elites. Um, this
yes,
early in the
upgrading
act,
eruption. Dear
do we
God.
have a campfire here? I think upgrading eruption isn't a bad choice here either. Especially because that's going to be your only card upgrade before this first elite. And rushdown being not rushdown. Eruption being upgraded that early is a really good value. Um, it costing 2 is hard.
I'm gonna take that for now just because I need a little bit extra damage.
Yep. As I was saying, I like meditate, but also flying sleeves is good. You want to be adding attacks
I'm
to your
gonna take that
deck.
for now just because I need a little bit extra damage.
Yep. Okay. Ooh, we even have a 3 elite path here. So knowing how many elites you can get, and then also you have lots of good branching options here.
I don't know. I'm gonna go fight the elite in a minute anyway. Sorry, I was just trying to figure out the path. There's quite a lot of stuff on this one, and it's a lot to take in.
In your handed, fear no evil.
No, you're not on my list.
Fear no evil enters you calm for 1, which is good. Tranquility also does, but it exhausts.
So we want to beat the elite there.
And also it being an attack means you are even better against Gremlin Knob.
Okay, enter calm.
That's a hard judgment call. Will this split in half?
You know what? Whatever. Oh god, thank
Okay.
God we interrupted him.
Yep.
That was nearly very bad.
Spent your extra energy. Not needed, but don't need to critique. Don't need to overanalyze how good energy is.
Okay, at least take one of them out.
So,
Thank
-5
you for taking
from
one
that
out.
block that you would have been able to get. Nice. Slimes are obnoxious.
Okay.
I just instinctively was gonna pick it up. Okay, so what you get here. I would look at Protect. Protect gets you some good block. I would also look at Prostrate because I I like it as a way to get Mantra. Mantra is a good way to add on to the rushdown strategy. To be able to get block, to be able to get a little bit of block, but also Mantra can get you energy if you get enough of it.
No.
Um, rule of thumb, at least my sort of rule of thumb for Act 1 is for every 2 attacks you pick up, you need something to block. The other thing you can do is fill your deck full of attacks, and then add 1 or 2 good block cards. You don't have a block solution yet, other than Entering Calm, which is a really good block card. I love that block card. In certain cases, I even upgrade it just for the extra block if I need it. Protect's nice. It costing 2, same as your way to enter Calm. And 12 blocks will block you from most basic attacks.
Let's give it a go.
Oh, Gremlin Knob first off makes it a little difficult. Okay. Yep, we go all out.
Okay, hopefully we can go into calm and not take a gajillion tons of damage. Right, how much am I doing? 12, 36. You know
Yeah.
what? Let's just go
Even if you could enter calm here, I probably would have not. Um,
12's not too bad. And if I get something next turn,
because
great.
12 damage isn't the worst in the world. It hurts, but you also
Oh,
basically,
perfect, perfect.
like,
I'm glad I put flying
perfect
sweep
kill that knob, which is really nice. Then Chaku is
in.
huge.
Inner piece is on my list.
Um, I saw that. Let's go back. Again, fear no evil, especially because you just picked up Nunchaku. That gets you a bonus energy. If you get rushed down, that lets you go energy positive, which would let you do even more shenanigans. I love myself some shenanigans. So let's see what we got for our question mark here. Slime goop.
Yes.
Yeah, reaching for the slime. Here's interesting. Um, uh, Getting the card reward is probably better in the long run.
Yeah, well, I can't afford to take any more hits. I'm about to go up against an elite.
Is the elite up
Yeah, I
next? I think
can't
it
afford to
is. Yeah, the elite is up next. I probably would have hit it
take any
once,
more
just
hits.
cause.
About to go up against
You
an
never
elite.
know.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Sorry, Sapphire Key is just not happening if the molten egg's there.
Molten egg is huge.
Okay.
Let's see if you hit the right one here. Let's go for the miracle. Not the worst choice. You should normally aim for one of the left or the right ones. Reason being, it is really easy to block for 10. 2 defense blocks you for 10. Um, so the sooner you get one down, you're only dealing with 2 days as a turn instead of 4. So 4 and 2, that averages out to like 3 days as a turn. Um, 3 days as a turn is so bad that I don't remember which ascension makes the harder elites, but it makes it so these guys give you 3 dazes instead of 2. If you don't kill one of the guys, one of these outside guys, you'll be hit with 6
Okay.
dazes on turn 2, which is an entire turn that could be wasted
Actually, I'll
by
delete that.
drawing dazes.
At least I haven't got regen this time. I don't know why they decided to get regen. That's really annoying.
Yeah. But also killing the one in the middle then makes it so you have a lull turn.
I didn't mean to use the miracle there. That's annoying.
Nope.
Yeah,
Notice
I'm definitely
misplaying
gonna have
miracle.
to.
Cool. Ouch. That hurts.
Okay, so you're dead.
We'll see what's in the rest of your hand. I probably would have discarded that strike. Most of the time when I play just lucky, I discard whatever card I see. It depends for sure. The other thing here is probably holding on to flying sleeves, especially because you're in calm to make it do more damage when you enter wrath. Retain cards stay in your hand, and that's
Where the hell
powerful.
is my eruption?
It's in your deck. You just shuffled.
Mm,
Okay. I hope you can actually hear you talking.
oh, this is over.
Oh, yep. Yeah, because that turn you drew 3 strikes in a defend. Yeah. Being able to draw one more card might have saved it, might have not. You also had
This is over.
potion. Let's try it
I had
again.
another
Cool.
run where we did the Watcher and got utterly annihilated in about 5 minutes, so not showing that one. That was bad. Right, anyway.
Hey, at least you
Sorry.
got the unlock.
I don't think I want elites with. I'm sort of getting the feeling that I don't really want elites.
Check the map. I'm even seeing that path right there. Um, that could technically get you an elite for one. Um, it would also not be bad to go enemy, enemy, enemy into a shop to get maximum gold right into a shop right before an elite. You can fix your deck to be exactly what you
Get to the
need.
elite here. If it's nice and doesn't give me fights in the question mark rooms. Which, let's face it, it's gonna, so...
See what we got.
Don't want any of them. Go away.
All of Halter Prostrate, decent picks. Um, I've grown on Halt. It's a lot of block, especially if you're switching between Wrath and Calm. It lets you strategically pick that 12 block. Um, it's also, which is fun, it's two separate instances of block, which means dexterity applies to it twice. Very powerful. Study is also powerful. It's card draw. It's really expensive, though.
Go away. Right. Yeah, we'll take that. We're not going to take any damage for a little while, so...
Taking the max HP is always normally the better pick. 18 damage is...
Let's go.
The times I take the damage from it... Yeah, 18 damage. The time I take the damage from it is, like, if I'm on the Ironclad and I'm doing decently. 5 max HP does hurt over the long run. But... 18 damage is enough to kill you from one of the hallway fights. It's important to try to preserve every HP point possible, but also knowing when to spend said HP.
They're dead. It's fine.
We need attacks, especially if we want to go up against Gremlin Knob. So Carve Reality could be good here. Empty Body is also a really nice block card.
Far so good.
Oh, you got Living Wall again.
Upgrade you.
Again, probably would have gone for a Transform.
Okay, shot. What do we got? How have we got Rush down?
Let's see how you spend at this shop. 75 gold.
I'm gonna take you.
Pretty good for an attack card.
Take you.
Card removal.
I'm gonna leave it at that.
Card removal, always.
Please, no fight.
Card removal at shop is probably 20% of the time the best thing to take. Caw-caw!
You feel more talkative.
Caw-caw!
Okay.
Join the cult.
Might come in handy. Okay.
Okay, let's actually be serious and talk about this event. This event, the options to take are, I rarely ever take touch. I actually don't know the last time I did. 75 gold. That's your first card removal at a shop. That's 75 gold's not a lot, but it's most of a card, it's like half of a relic, stuff like that. Trade. Trade is technically you are slightly more likely to get a good face than a bad face. I think there's... I'd have to double check. I think there's 2 good faces, 2 bad faces. And then you also have the Cultist Headpiece, which is what you got. So technically, there's 2 good faces, 2 bad faces, and 2 neutral in 1 neutral face. So the good faces are really good. The bad faces are obnoxious. They're not bad, but they're obnoxious. The Cultist Headpiece is the most overpowered thing in the game. You go caw-caw. And it's fun. So most of the time I take face, but also technically the better option is to either take the face, or like skip it. Cut Through Fate, Battle Him, or Crescendo. I'd either grab Cut Through Fate or Crescendo. You just fought Lagavulin, which is important because it tells you what your next fight is going to be. You will never face the same elite twice in a row. Because of that, you know you are either going to be fighting Gremlin Knob or the Sentries. So that's the next fight you need to solve. One of those other pieces of advice that I hear a lot is always think about the next fight. What's the next thing you need to solve? That's the reason we should know what the Act 1 the Act 1 boss is, because then we can start solving for it. Cut Through Fate adds Scry, which is basically equivalent to card draw. It'd let you get around your skills. It'd let you get around those dazes. And it draws a card. It replaces itself, and it lets you mill 2 cards from your deck. Really powerful. Crescendo's also good because it enters you into Wrath.
It's not on the list, but I want it.
I don't like it as much, but it's good.
I'm gonna smith.
Smithing. What would I smith here? Yeah. Flying Sleeves, probably.
Yeah, it makes it a 0.
I wouldn't... Yeah.
My...
Each of these are interesting to upgrade. Again, thinking about our next fight, like, even here, you don't have a block solution yet, so, like, upgrading Vigilance could be good. Upgrading Flying Sleeves is, if you look at purely numbers, it goes from doing 4-4 to dealing 6-6. That is a 4-point increase. That makes it go from doing 8 damage to doing 12 damage. 12 damage kills a louse. And those louses are obnoxious if you can't kill them in one hit. And Flying Sleeves can be a solution to that. Especially because you have stances, and it goes from a 12 to a 24, which kills lots of the hallway fights in Act 1.
Okay, let's go that way.
Let's see what we get for our chest. Gremlin Horn.
Gremlin Horn could be very useful, so I'm gonna
Gremlin Horn's very useful. Let's see.
I can take a rest. I can rest now. I've already smithed something.
You should smith. Health isn't important. What's important is staying ahead of the curve. One of those rules I've given a friend is if a run feels uncomfortable, not bad, not like you're losing, it feels uncomfortable, it means you are currently winning that run. If you feel like you're doing safe, like if you're playing like safety moves like resting here, it'd heal you for 21, that goes from 54 to 5, 6, 70, so you're over 72, so you heal over your max. 54, perfectly fine. Getting those cards upgraded so you just always stay stronger than the next enemy is super difficult.
Yep, these. Oh, you got the regen on.
Yeah.
Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah. I don't know all of the statistics on how it works, but basically every time you... Like, the Burning Elites have, like, 4 different abilities that they grant them. It's either, like, max HP, health, or strength. So, like, it gets you either, like, 2 strength, this constant heal for 3, or just, like, a max HP boost.
Perfect. Well, kind of.
Okay. Yeah.
Not ideal, but...
Again, the ones on the left would have died already if you attacked them first.
You know what, never mind.
Attacking the ones on the sides are just way better. Because then you'd very easily be able to block through things. Ooh, Gremlin Horn coming in clutch.
Do that at least. And that and that. At least the days are going away slowly but surely.
But you're just gonna get 4 more. The other thing for this fight that's difficult if you have access to card draw is knowing when to shuffle your deck in this fight. playing Eruption first to do some damage.
As much as I'd
Maybe.
love to go into Eruption, I didn't have anything to use with it. There was literally no point.
A little bit of damage could have
So
would have hurt. Might not have
something
hurt.
better. Not good enough. But might mean something next turn if we can get into something good.
Yeah, because we're down to an average of 2 days as a turn.
Go away! Stop giving me stop healing! That's the more annoying part, he heals.
Here, I wouldn't play Flying Slaves. Maybe. Because especially you just shuffle your deck, you're gonna get your Eruption coming up. It's worth holding onto the card, especially against these guys, because you want...
Yeah, he's dead.
You want to be able to attack them, when you can. Also, ooh, you also have Shuriken right now, which means you need to be able to play 3 attacks in a turn.
Nope. Why would we do that? Why would I get something that works? Why would I get Wrath? Why would I get something that works with Wrath?
Well, blocking. Good. Okay.
This is just ridiculous. There's so many days in my thingy pile now.
This is where I should really have my headset set up so I can, like, hear what my OBS is recording.
Okay, so I have to roll with that and hopefully get something good next time.
That's 1 HP. A consideration is to just full block when you can, because you don't want to lose HP. Every HP point does matter. Especially you're going to probably kill that turn or the turn after anyway. Again, don't know what the final boss is. Follow-up and Concentrate are pretty powerful here.
You know what, I'm going to take a follow-up.
Yep. Follow-up's nice. Okay, so we're going up against the Guardian.
I'm gonna go that way.
Guardian requires a good balance of cards. A good mix between attack and defense.
Okay, nice. Hopefully we get some more attacks next turn. And we can just wrath people.
Ah.
Like that.
Boom.
Perfect.
Yeah, 20 damage.
Perfect. That's
nice.
how it should go.
Okay.
Nope. That's how it should go.
I probably would have grabbed Third Eye here. Especially going up against the Guardian. It would let you very easily control your deck to know what's coming up and how to deal with his attack and defense modes.
Okay, so what will we do?
Okay.
We'll do that. That's fine.
Full block.
So hopefully we'll get Eruption and that'll work out nice. Nope, we don't get that apparently. Okay, but we do get Empty Body.
So yeah, probably Empty Body, defend, and then strike. Little damage, cool.
I'll take it.
You also were guaranteed to draw Eruption next turn, so again, holding on to your double strike would have been good. But you win.
Screw it, he's dead. I was like, should I go to Vigilance? And then I saw his health and I was like, nope, let's not do that. Skip. I've already got one of each of them. I don't need another.
Skipping there wasn't a bad option either. I don't think there was... Because it was like...
And then I saw his health and I was like, nope, let's not do
Prostrate, Empty Body, follow-up. With Shuriken, you could consider a second follow-up, but you need to be able to get to your cards quicker.
Skip. I've already got one of each of them. I don't need another.
Okay.
Okay,
Ah.
so let's...
Boop-a-doo.
Make that at least 3.
I could even say, like, play defend, Miracle Strike. Yep.
That's gonna be a bit of a...
Get your strength.
You know what, let's do that. Why not? Let's have some fun with the mantra. Possibly should have saved that for the boss, but it is what it is. Taking a big hit here, you big jerks.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna die. Oh, maybe not. You're not gonna die.
You're full blocking, you're good.
I'm not taking any damage, that's the main
He's
thing.
probably gonna defend this next turn or the turn after.
Whoops.
They don't last around long.
Bit of a fail. Hiya!
Okay.
Okay, so...
We got a good bouncing back and forth here. You could have even used the eruption to get, instead of using your, the skill, because you were going to kill it no matter how much damage you did. And then you would have been able to save your ability to enter Wrath whenever, which is pretty powerful. Being able to always know when you want to enter Wrath.
That is not happening.
Blessing the Forge isn't bad.
No. We will be resting this
Again,
time.
I already said third eye.
Definitely will be resting.
At least a rule of thumb to get a little better, a very little better, is against Guardian, especially on Act 1. Just always Smith. I don't care what my health is at. I could be at 2 health on A0. Smith. Smith before the Guardian. The Guardian is that easy. If you upgrade a block card, that'll save you, that's like 21 health. If you smith your, because it's you gotta think of how much health is your upgrade going to save you. You're going from, where were we? We were at 29 health, going up to 52. We gained, 23 health. Yeah. Smith. It helps. It'll help you keep that edge throughout the run.
Okay,
So far going into this fight, you healed at 2 campfires. So you are probably 2 upgrades down, maybe 1 upgrade down. Leaking health over the course of the encounter. The other part to think about, especially on lower ascension, if you beat the boss, you get a full heal. So it doesn't matter if you go in with super low health, because you're going to heal it all back once you beat him. So might as well get a card upgrade.
A bit obnoxious, but who knows, we might get lucky. Okay.
Interesting choice. We'll see what happens. I am really bad at using Blessing of the Forge. I can never remember. I'm really bad at using potions in general. You got Eruption. Yeah. Especially Eruption follow-up. Brilliant. Was there a better line to do more damage to him? Let's see. So we can play Eruption.
We're gonna do that.
Follow-up does 16, and the double attack does 20. Playing the other one would have done more damage through the block.
What we're gonna do is do that. We're gonna do that.
Also could consider holding on to Flying Sleeves, so it doesn't get shuffled, especially because you're at 4 cards, which means your deck's going to get shuffled.
Yeah, let's be sensible. Let's get out of Wrath just in case we can't get back into it. So we'll do
nice turn, because we can go Vigilance and Defend and full block things.
We'll leave that for now.
Okay.
Can I get out of... Yes, I can. So let's go...
You should... take some damage there. You got the health for it, but it's normally better to just block these turns.
And let's go with that. Yep, okay, sounds like a plan.
Oh, not even full blocks. So, not bad.
Okay, that was good.
Crescendo. Minus 14. Yeah, because if you crescendoed, you would have been able to,
yeah,
move him to defense mode again.
Should have gone into thingy there, but...
And then there, you mentioned the exact thing. Going into vigilance here also makes you go down a mana, but that's not the worst thing in the world.
I wish my headphones would stop disconnecting. Where am I getting strength from?
Oh, you're not even noticing that you're getting strength from Shuriken.
Is it? It isn't. It isn't him. I'm not getting ritual from him, am I, randomly? That'd be interesting.
It would be. No, it's Shuriken.
Yeah.
Every 3 attacks you play gets you a strength.
Okay, we can wrath this. That's kind of good.
Empty body, defend, defend. You were already in wrath. The other thing is you've spent so much health in this fight. At higher ascension, you don't get a full heal.
Okay.
You get a really good heal, but it's not full. So preserving your health, even in boss fights, is important.
It is a big risk.
So, like, vigilance, like... Oh yeah, you even just mentioned that it's a big risk right now, because you've spent enough health that you almost need to win soon. Or else you're gonna... Basically, the person who did the most damage to you was yourself throughout this fight.
Which is not gonna happen, which is annoying. But, oh well, we'll do that.
Yep. Blocking.
That's fine.
Would have been close.
We're gonna be close, but we should survive.
Yeah. Potion could have helped, but don't use potions unless you need it.
And dead. Lovely.
Nice. Let's see what we got here. Rare card. I love lessons learned. Scroll is also really important.
Scroll. We want scroll. That's on our list. Scroll.
Reason being, making your cards themselves upgraded are important, but also I do think scroll is probably the right choice here. Drawing cards is just so good. Love drawing cards. I'm a board game player. Make me draw cards. Okay, so we got Snecko Eye, so I can finally talk about Snecko Eye. Let's see. You'll probably take... My suspicion would probably be Ectoplasm. Second pick I would probably say is this. I love myself a Snecko Eye. Would Snecko Eye be good in this deck right now? A solid maybe. You don't really have the powers, like the powerful cards for it, because a lot of your cards are cheap. Snecko Eye allows you to play more powerful cards by the fact that they will be cheaper, randomly. But also, it draws you 2 cards every turn, and that's its main power, is to be able to draw a bunch of cards. Be able for you to switch between Wrath and Calm super easily, because you have more cards. You also have the ability to switch between Wrath and Calm more, because you'll have access to those cards more. And you'll have 2 extra cards to be able to potentially swap between. Snecko Eye, I think, is not a bad choice here.
Oh god, these are all terrible.
Oh no, they're all good. Actually, Snecko Eye is probably the best choice here.
You know what? Yeah. No more gold, that's fine. I've got a fair bit, so hopefully I can find what I need.
Okay, so we are facing the Collector. Act 2 bosses aren't super as important. Basically, for the collector, some decent AoE helps. So you can
Find what I
kill
need.
all of the minions.
Okay, let's have a quick look up the path.
Okay.
Uh,
Pathing.
I mean, left hand's where.
We got shops right here. That would be good to go to a shop, get you a card removal, potentially get you your rush down. We also had access to a 1, 2.
A bit, so hopefully.
I think I saw a 2 elite path
Yeah, find.
is the best we got here.
No more gold, that's fine. But I've got a fair bit, so hopefully.
Yeah. 2 elites.
Find what I need.
That's not that bad. Um, not a really
Okay,
good
let's
amount
have
of
a quick
question
look up
marks.
the
But I'd probably
path.
take 2 elites here, followed
Left hand's
by
where all the elites
um,
are. So there's like 1, 2, there's one up there.
yep. There's also this one
Yeah.
with a campfire up.
What
That middle
items
path
am
with
I
the
seeing?
campfire is really nice
There's a
looking.
shop, so I think we're gonna go this way. Up to this elite, and then. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna take the right hand path.
The other thing I would also look at is you have this shop here, but also you're not gaining gold, so you don't need this extra fight for gold. But also the left
Okay.
path here gives you more options to switch. You taking the right path locks you into an elite.
Well, we made it through. Here's hoping we can.
That's about
do
the
better.
thing is the forced elite. Basically, if your deck's not ready for it, the elite's gonna just flip you upside down and destroy you. Stabby Book is brutal. Stabby Book is almost as bad as Gremlin Knob in Act 1.
Get through, but I'll see you in the next one.
Overall, handful of good choices. The other thing is as you play more, um, picking up cards, like you're trying to force this rushdown strategy, which isn't always the best strategy. Forcing rushdown causes some problems because you are not guaranteed rushdown. And the fact that there's a single card in the strategy makes it even more likely that you're not going to get it. So being able to get that rush down, it becomes a game of how good can I make my deck while still waiting for this key piece to just show up, even if it's not guaranteed to show up. I probably would have taken Fusion Hammer over Ectoplasm because you want those card removals from the shops, particularly to get that small condensed deck. Um, you did get Scrape, which definitely helps. Or not Scrape. Yeah, Scrape. So drawing cards is good, but also you need to be able to get that deck size down to 5 cards, 5, 6 cards. Um, and then also taking Snecko Eye would have locked you out of the rushdown, but also it doesn't have to be rushdown. You had some good powerful combos in there. And also going into Act 2 without those upgrades from those campfires, you probably could have saved a lot of health through the Guardian fight, which would have basically meant you could just take an upgrade even at that 23 health. I didn't count, but you mainly did most of the damage to yourself. He rarely attacked you. But let's go into Act 2. I'm having fun here. So don't take it too personally.
All right, we are back with the Watcher. So we said we were going to go down this right path because we just got the thing that gives us energy but no gold. So here's hoping we get lucky.
Yep. The other thing is taking an early shop. lets you get rid of your gold in case like
Okay,
a
let's see how we like this
mugger
one.
shows up.
Unfortunately, I had to stop the recording because headphones were being
The
very
thief and the
jerky.
mugger, because stealing
Hopefully
gold's
we'll get over
not
this
the
this time.
best.
I'm gonna start with you.
Avocado, you are very obnoxious. Getting those
Okay,
3
wait
attacks
for
in,
that.
getting you that strength. The thing about the avocado, or the shelled parasite,
That's
he
good.
doesn't scale. He's one of the few enemies in this game that doesn't scale. He just hits like a tank.
Okay,
Um,
take one. That's okay. That works.
so solving this fight,
Stupid
good
avocado.
block. Which is really hard when he makes it so you can't
Uh,
block. Playing crescendo, a flying sleeves follow up, and then drawing could be nice. You also have 4 energy now. Um, Entering crescendo could have been good, because then that just gets you 1 extra card to
Okay,
draw.
so if we go you into you, into you,
Both are
into
fine.
you. Into you. How much are you doing? Not enough. Yeah, I need to get some.
Not entirely sure. In this case, you probably could have gone, play Vigilance, play Crescendo. Is that... That's not energy positive. Because, yeah, the hard part is when you play Vigilance into Eruption, you technically lose an energy. So if we need it for the block, we can go Vigilance, Crescendo, and then we're at 3 mana. That 3 mana gets to be an Eruption, Strike, Flying Sleeves follow up. Which would do more damage.
So if we
Being able to double the Eruption,
you,
so we would have been able to do 20 more or 10 more damage.
into you, into you.
And
You?
I didn't see how much that strike did, but it's an unupgraded
How
strike.
much are you doing? Yeah, I need to get some more block.
That would have been
Okay,
26.
that worked. Sweet.
So yeah, 10 more damage would have finished that fight.
Okay, we're good.
So that -3, not the worst, but helps.
Yeah, we want you.
Because right now your
Heading to the
deck,
shop, aren't
you
we?
look and you
Okay,
think your
I know
deck's
a picture
lacking
part, I know a
lacking
get
something.
involved
It's always lacking
So
something.
that is doing something. What is it
Right now it's
doing?
block.
So am I gaining ritual? It's not showing that I'm gaining it, but interesting.
It's shuriken.
It is interesting, that's for sure. So we'll do that. We'll do that. We will. I've got 4, so let's start with you.
4 energy is also really handy.
You. And then that. Okay.
This guy also doesn't scale. I think he does like 10 damage, then 20 damage, 10 damage, then 20 damage. And then he also gives himself some block.
There we go. Dead.
So that's another one that you can take long turns on.
What is it? 3 violence. Yikes. I mean, I'm not getting it, but yikes.
I would look at this card. I'd look at Windmill Strike. I have a love-hate relationship with Windmill Strike.
But yikes, that's powerful.
Because it does 10 damage. It's 2 mana, 10 damage. You don't have to play it. You're playing most of your other cards. Windmill Strike also gets to be doubled with your stances. Turn 2, it does 15, which then goes to 30 damage. That takes out most basic enemies. Also, it's auto-upgraded. Like, it means it's even better starting off. Also, it retains, so it's not a real card.
What is it? 3 violence.
Um,
Yikes.
you also got to make sure you don't fill your deck full of too many retained cards, or else you run into a similar
Ooh,
problem of not being able to draw
yikes,
cards,
that's
because
powerful.
most of your cards are retained.
Alright. Rush down, let's go.
Ooh, Mental Fortress.
Boo.
That's pretty good. Um,
I want that, I feel. It's not in my thing, but I want it. I
Card removal.
want that, I feel. It's not in my thing, but I want it. Actually, what?
And also getting a Protect. Because you need some block.
Okay.
Hand Drill's okay. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
often
fine.
take Hand Drill. I just don't.
Hopefully we'll come across Rushdown. We're not doing too badly at the moment, but...
The way I like to look at shops is they are a guaranteed card removal. The price of the card removal always goes up. I rarely ever want to take a shop unless I have enough for a card removal. It starts off at 75, and then it increases by 25 gold each turn. So, or each time you remove a card, so 75, 100, 125. It adds up, but you're at 120. A card removal is probably better than adding any card to the deck.
And do that. Okay, I'll take that. Wasn't too bad.
Yep, pretty good first turn.
Vulnerable, this guy. That'd be amazing.
The other thing to just sort of think about is you have follow-up in your deck, which basically means if you can, you want to end your turns by playing a attack.
Okay, so...
Playing your Miracle before Scroll, extra energy, you're going to draw 10 cards. You're going to be able to play one extra card with your energy.
Oh god, that's death. Jesus! I want Rushdown. Rushdown's absolutely what I'm looking for right
Tranquility would have been nice there. A way to enter into Calm, and it stays in your hand.
Okay.
Ooh.
I have a meh start, but I'll roll with it.
Mess start? You had Scroll in your hand. 2 defends, play your Miracle, attack the birds.
Start, but
you could knock out that bird just fine.
Bit of a met one.
I really don't like his effect, though. It's annoying.
I mean, yeah, let's roll with that.
Also, you get lots of energy.
Let's do that, yeah. Let's do that. Haven't got anything to put me instances yet, but yeah, let's roll with that. Suffer.
Yeah. Other reason to take the attack that puts you in... Yeah, the attack card that puts you into Calm. Because now, every time you play a skill, it means it's an extra card you won't get to play next turn.
We will...
So that's 1. That's 2.
Into...
Yeah, so that's 2 cards that you just put on top of your deck.
Into Eruption. Okay, so that gives me...
-6 there. Could have played the Strike, because you drew it with the Horn. That's difficult to make the judgment call there, because I make that mistake all the darn time. All the time. Yeah. At least exiting your stance is good.
Likes me. Right. Got good...
Did you even have to enter Calm?
Do that.
Because you were at, like, 11, because it's the block for 7, block for 4, so that blocks for 11. I probably would have just played Vigilance.
So let's go into...
Because less skills you play, the harder you can hit next turn.
Actually, what we'll do that, and then we'll do that.
Yeah, because Vigilance would get you 8 blocks, so you'd get hit for 4. But then that one less card to draw.
Okay. Not ideal, but...
Yep, Strike follow-up. Miracle Scroll would have been helpful. Play your strikes first. Thank you.
Let's be sensible about this.
Yeah.
If we can kill, let's kill.
Different game, but me and my friends also had an order of operations, which was basically
We can kill.
block it. If you can block it, block it. If you can kill it, and then if you can buff, buff.
No, don't want to how's our health?
Very different game, but in Slay the Spire you want to try to do all 3 at the same time, but killing it's always a good option. What to upgrade here? Scroll's a pretty nice upgrade.
I mean,
making it so you don't have to go down in energy.
Scroll is definitely good. It's not costing me anything, definitely agree.
Earlier in the run you had Concentrate.
Great start.
That would have helped here. It's also a 0-cost card, which makes it so it's... having 0-cost cards lets you charge up your Shuriken.
Okay, so I want you. I would like you. I would like you. I would like.
So, in this fight, you want to kill the minions if you can kill the minions. Reason being, the Gremlin leader is less likely to attack you. If they have no minions. I think it's like, if they have no minions, they're gonna summon minions, but there's a 25% chance they just attack you.
Go for it. Right.
So killing things is killing the minions and then dealing as much damage on the off turns to the Gremlin leader is normally the way to go. Helps to have at least an AoE card in the deck to be able to handle these big fights.
3. Yeah, that works. I'm not like I think it's the I don't know where I'm getting the extra strength from. I think it's this.
There's
But
one
I'm
to
not
the right.
100% on that. Okay. Can I kill him this turn? Possibly is the answer.
Other joking answer, the Watcher always has lethal.
What do you do again? Get some block, that's kind of nice.
That's probably one of the best boat thingies. What was our card reward here? Protect and Evaluate are pretty good. Cut Through Fate could also be interesting.
Okay.
But you also have some good block with switching stances now.
Another elite, or do I want to just...
I'd probably take this elite here because of the campfire to get the card upgrade.
No, I can't be over with the elites, we're fine.
Ooh.
Yeah. Let's get rid of...
Hard choice. A striker or defend.
Okay, let's see what we get this time.
I don't know how I feel.
What is a Damaru? Okay, let's see what we get this time. What is a Damaru?
Ooh.
Starts your turn, game 1. Ooh.
Another reason to pick up, that
It's asking a lot, but...
the 0 cost, getting
the
0 cost card.
Snack. like the snack.
If you picked up Snecko Eye, you don't have to worry about Snecko.
You know what, let's just roll with that for now.
It's 0 cost. You could play it
Let's do
next
that
turn.
now. I absolutely hate this boss. Okay, so we can...
You can strike first.
We can erupt. We can flying sleeves. And we can strike.
And then Miracle into Scrawl. It's worth it.
We're gonna use that.
These are gonna get free cards.
Not much I can do about that. Okay. Yeah, I hate confusion. It's so frustrating. Okay.
I like to think of it as it gets me cards for free. Vigilance, Empty Fist.
So let's do that.
Oh, then get a strike there. Oh! Except that, Miracle, Strike. Oh.
I was a fool. I was a fool of a toque there. It's fine.
At least you full
Should
block.
be able to get him next turn.
Exactly.
Should. Fingers crossed.
2 strikes, all you need. 2 strikes.
Yeah, we're fine. We are fine. Cool.
Was that? I think you didn't even lose any HP going into through this fight. I know you lost some in the first turn.
Great.
But you could have drew more cards.
Sure.
So who knows?
We've already got some mantra going. We should probably try and get it going.
Okay, let's see how you handle this fight. I like this fight.
Let's do some powers.
Devotion? When did you pick up Devotion? Was that last fight?
You know what? Let's go.
Yeah! Good pick. What were the other picks? I already forgot. Pressure point. Yeah, Devotion's a good pick.
Get it going.
Especially now that you have this guy up here.
So let's do some powers. Let's take this. Need to block a little bit at least. Okay, so this should be interesting.
Ooh, starting with strength on them. Difficult.
Okay, yeah, this is interesting indeed. Okay, let's scroll.
Vigilance, Empty Fist,
Really?
get yourself some
Not a
energy.
single thing to give me wrath. Are you kidding me?
You would have gotten it if you were
Frustrating.
played 2 cards.
Let's do some damage then. Empty Fist. Follow up. Flying Sleeves.
Flying Sleeves is also one of your bigger hits because of Shuriken here. Always attack the Centurion.
Okay, I'll do. Oh,
Once he's dead, the Mystic becomes the easiest fight in the world.
we are blocking everything, which is lovely. Do need to try and take out the healer though. Yeah, there we go. There's what I was after.
Because if you take out the Mystic, then the Centurion will not block
So,
anymore.
So go for that. We'll do this just to get the damage. And then that'll kill. And then... yeah, okay, I'll take that. Why not?
Yeah. Killing the Centurion...
I'm
Yeah,
starting to
because
get the hang of it.
the Centurion
I
will,
do
like,
think
alternate
they're
between
much
attacking
better
and
than
blocking.
insane.
Oh, you just entered Divinity,
Oh, we got
which...
Divinity. We are in.
Yeah. So not punished for it, but normally try to kill the
Okay, yeah, that's
Centurion.
interesting.
Flurry of Blows is a crazy pick here. Absolutely amazing. Because things that you got going for it is you got this. You play Wrath, you draw this from your discard pile, that's 2 attacks right there. Both for free, basically, because you're just coming out of Calm. Which lets you just charge up more stuff. You also have Divinity, which will basically makes it so you can just make all of your stuff do 3 times damage. I love that card.
You know what,
And it's free.
Let's make this ridiculous.
Yeah, Devotion. So now you
So
get
it's
4
4.
mantra a turn.
4 a turn. Yeah,
You just
kinda
need
gotta go for it,
1
haven't
card
you?
that gets you more mantra.
Definitely Relic. Oh, yeah, Relic. We don't want to
I would have
transform
probably
hard.
taken 2 transforms here.
Uh,
Your first turn is really strong. Mutagen is nice, but you have some dead turn 1s. 3 strength on turn 1. It's only the first turn. First turn is super important. Not as important in boss fights, unless you can make some value out of
definitely relic.
that.
Yeah, relic.
Um,
Want relic.
Getting it when you are on Ironclad to double
doing it
strength,
for a reason.
really fun though. Because if you can double your strength, then you get to keep
so
that
you definitely want devotion.
strength.
You definitely want that. I want that. And I'm going to take the extra defend.
Yep, not bad.
Okay, hopefully we'll get something to get us in wrath or remove the stance.
I would empty body here.
We have got something. I'd ideally want to go to wrath. Perfect.
Because empty body gets you card draw.
So what have we got? We've got flying sleeves. Let's follow up.
Also, very small thing, but with like flying sleeves here, especially with Shuriken, is by playing flying sleeves last, you double its damage. Because every 3 times you play a strike, you'll get a strength, and then that strength will be twice as much. What did we say whoa about? Empty Fist doing a lot? Yeah. What card do we got here?
We are doing some stuff.
Yeah, I'd probably skip those.
Okay, I think I might have finally cracked this.
Smith.
I'm gonna take the heal here. Yeah, take the heal.
The other, like, especially on A0.
Yeah, I don't
on
like
Ascension 0,
Alright, let's go.
if you're playing decently, you never need to heal at campfires. Healing at campfires is just a waste.
Okay, that's fine.
So, getting that upgrade will be handy, especially in trying to keep above that edge. This fight, I don't know all the intricacies of this fight. I do know on like turn 4, he's going to apply a bunch of debuffs to you. So being able to get him dead soon is nice.
We're getting mantra, so let's have fun with that.
But also being able to kill his ads, kill his minions is super helpful. 6 energy? Where did all this energy come from? What?
Next turn we're getting...
Oh, crescendo out of ramp. Crescendo out of calm. 2 free energy. Nice.
So we want to do that. Strike. I want to...
the other way I like to think about it is if you kill the minion here, killing a minion blocks you for 14. If something is dead, it is no longer attacking you, which means it's block.
And not being wrath. That is the main thing. Okay, that went pretty well. Not an infinite, but it's getting there. Okay, we are in Divinity, let's go.
Strike first? Okay. Yeah, there you go. I'd probably empty fist. Well, you don't need to... No, you got 4 block, and you can kill one of them.
I want to stay in Divinity as much as possible because it does triple damage, which is actually kind of insane.
Oh, do you not know that Divinity only lasts 1 turn?
That's annoying, though. That admittedly is very annoying. Okay, so let's...
That's a learning game mechanics thing. Not too bad. Divinity only lasts 1 turn. Get 10 mantra, enter Divinity. You will get to enter it next turn, though, which is amazing.
Okay, so next turn we can possibly get what we need.
Do you not have your power? Oh, you do. Okay.
I'm already back in Divinity, what the heck?
Yeah. Because you got a good rollover, basically, is I think what happened. Eruption kills here, I think? Eruption might kill here.
Okay.
Where did the vulnerable come from? Oh, you broke his block! Yeah, you got the vulnerable from this guy. Nice use.
Yeah, got it. Nice.
Because,
yeah, that... a couple of potions, but it worked. That's the main thing. What is an expunger? Whoa, that's potentially really powerful.
It's a very slow card, but this is a really fun card to play. This is what I mean when I say lots of shiny cards on the Watcher. Being able to deal X times damage, amazing. But it takes like a good number of turns to get it set up.
But nothing I want.
Really nice if you have Chemical X.
For Rushdown at this point. 2 less. Elite's dropping relics. No longer discard your hand could be useful if you're going for an infinite.
It's Runic Pyramid here.
Yeah, we want the pyramid.
Runic Pyramid's amazing. Also because you have the item, you have the cards to do it. This is, you're pushing Rushdown, which works, but that's not what your deck's doing anymore.
So yeah, we've done that. Let's go. I'm gonna pause it for now, and then we'll see you soon. Bye.
You can hear the excitement in your voice, which is fun.
Hi, how is it going? Okay. And I'd sort of finally cracked out how to use her a bit better. Okay, we went for... Yeah, we went for Runic. I remember. Although I don't have my combo page up right now. That's not a good idea. Okay.
So yeah, I think I might have watched through this one here. But we'll see what happens.
Okay, I mean, we're in the Beyond, which means everything's going to be a fight. The cluster of elites round.
So, let me pull out paint. I like paint. So, Act 1. Act 1, you want to get powers. Powers are really... Or not powers. You want strong attack cards. So you want to get those strong attack cards. You want one or two good blocks. Even on the Watcher, getting that 1 or 2 good blocks, especially for aiming for Rushdown, you need some good blocks. Act 2. Act 2 is interesting. Act 2, every single encounter in Act 2 is an Act 1 elite. Every single one. At least treat it that way. You got things like Snecko, which just can destroy a deck if you don't have any good consistency or can't deal with randomized costs. You have the cultists, like, that... The one that puts a bunch of dazes into your deck. That can end up ruining a run, because you just have too many skills. Or you play too many cards and overskill, and then you have a really bad hand. He attacks you for 20, and you have no cards in your hand. So, Act 1, grab attacks. You want attack cards, you want a good block card. Act 2, refining. Refine. Act 2, we want to start refining our deck. You're even noticing that right now. You're not fully refined. You gotta get that deck nice and sorted out. Act 3 is the final challenges. Act 3 will test very specific parts of your deck. Very specific. Stuff like the big tentacly guy. The transient. The transient will test your attack. Transient tests your attack. Can you attack? Can you do lots of damage? Because more damage equals more block. You then have like the flying daggers, the snake charmer. Um, they are really good at testing how good are you against a wave of enemies. Can you deal with 5 enemies on the board at once? You got what's the other elite? The other elite is we got the head. The head, much like the transient, tests can you do attack. And then you have what's the last one? We got the nemesis. The nemesis. I don't even know if my drawings are good. We have the nemesis. They are really good at testing your consistency. They add burns to your deck. They add, yeah, burns. And also the switching into intangible. Either on intangible, you go infinite and do 1 damage a billion times and win the fight. Or, you have to be able to block any turn and defend any turn. Because you have if your deck's not consistent, you have a 50% chance of attacking, 50% chance of blocking, and the rest of that chance ends up being them destroying you because you missed your timing. So even like the hallway fights, you got like the 3 cultists, where if you much like it's like an upgraded centuries fight almost. You gotta kill one really quickly so you can deal with the other 2. And then once you deal with at least one other, then this last one isn't too bad, but he'll be dealing like 24 damage to you a turn, which can be really hard to do if you don't have that kind of block. So being prepared and having your deck be able to solve these problems. How's your attack doing? Your attack right now is doing pretty good. How's your AoE doing? You have the Gremlin Horn. That helps against the Snake Charmer. Even helps against the Cultist. So like your AoE is good. If you can do a big attack, you draw cards. You just got to be able to do enough attack on multiple things. The Nemesis, also not too bad. You've shown that you can get 30 block if you need it. So you have most of these problems solved. And next, all you really need that you're missing is like card draw. The other thing is like burns are still a problem in your deck. Your deck's really small, which is good. Small decks are good. But the weakness of a small deck is Nemesis is going to add a bunch of burns to your deck if you're not ready for it. I can't remember what it does on low ascension. On high ascension, it's something like 5 burns on a random turn. Nemesis is, I think, completely random in what it does. It'll do something. It always picks on attack. Like, it does something. But you can't really predict it. Unlike the head, you can predict because you're going to have, like, an attack. You're going to have a couple lull turns, and then it'll start going all out at you. Snake Charmer, if you kill all of the daggers, then you don't need to worry about them attacking as much because they're going to be summoning the daggers. Is this a dagger I see before me? Let's see what happens here.
I'm just trying to dodge as many fights as possible because, let's face it, most of these are going to be fights anyway. So, yeah, let's roll with this route.
Oh, I forgot about these guys. These guys also test AoE. You're not too bad at it.
Okay.
The other thing you have is you have scaling.
So it is that mask that gives me 3. Okay. That's pretty neat.
Nope. The mask just makes you say caca. The giving you 3 strength is the mutagen.
So let's do...
Badoop. This fight's always interesting. What's fun, these guys don't scale on you, so if you have a really long combo, you can almost guaranteed kill
I'd
them.
rather them attack me. Although these guys do really suck.
So, other things is
Let's
the outside guys, drop your miracle, drop your
do that,
devotion.
so we can definitely get out of...
Play cards that you want to play, and then you can scroll.
Okay.
These guys actually still work best if you kill them one at a time.
Do that.
Because then they're not attacking you. Not attacking means blocked. And also because you have Gremlin Horn, so killing them lets you draw cards and gets you energy. Where you very clearly could have killed this guy and drew whatever was in your deck.
We're good. Oh yeah, I just went out of my stance, that's why. Okay, use that.
4 mantra a turn. Crazy. And you already have 2 down because it's turn 2. Yeah.
Okay, so...
It's like next turn you go into Divinity. Which means if you had an AoE card, that could have been nice. But these guys, you still almost always aim for killing. Because... Yeah. By killing them, you end up just letting them stall for 2 turns.
I need to block a little bit.
I would even Miracle to play defend.
Yes, a little bit, but we should be able to kill everyone next turn. So that should be fine.
And also, yeah, you now have Runic Pyramid, which is even better.
Get Divinity? Yeah, you're dead. You're all dead. Okay.
What would I pick here? I'd actually skip this. If you picked Snecko Eye, you could have took Fasting. Fasting is really good. 1 less energy at start of each turn. Who cares if my cards can be free?
I need Rushdown. That's what I was after, wasn't it?
But also,
okay, we'll skip that.
It's not a good card because it makes everything more expensive.
It's always a fight.
Yeah, you got the energy for it. You got the health.
Let's go for it.
Yeah.
No risk, no reward.
Caw-caw!
Yo, got the talkative again. Nice. I didn't mean to do that. Oh, it's so annoying when it happens.
Oh. Probably either protect here or prostrate.
I need block right now because I accidentally did that and didn't mean to.
This guy had 3 less health. But also, I think I remember reading the comment here.
Yeah, I genuinely didn't mean to use Crusader.
Save setting here would be completely fine. I do it all the time.
Okay,
see if it's recoverable. You could have played another strike here. And then, yeah, Strike Miracle would have let you draw 1 more card.
Cool, that's perfect. Let's go for Devotion as well.
I probably would have played Miracle to get your hand cleared, because you need to be able to draw cards.
That's fine. Okay, so...
But also the mat attacking for 21, a little brutal. What do we get on the card draw? Oh, awful drawing another burn there. You could pop this. We'll get you a little more block.
Gonna suck because I can't get rid of them. But that's fine. Hopefully we can get a heal. We're in Divinity. And, of course...
Yeah, and the upgrade wouldn't even help. Um,
Of course, I don't get any attacks. Because of course I don't. Why would I get attacks when I have the strongest move in the game?
and then the turn where you needed it the most, it didn't show up.
Get wrecked.
That hurt a lot. But you did make it through and got one of the best relics out of it. Um, I would grab Flurry of Blows here.
Yeah, I want Rushdown.
It being free.
I need Rushdown so bad.
It being free is a very good thing. Here, fighting the Act 1 boss. I remember what happens
I
here.
didn't want any of them.
The normalities are not good.
Let's see if we can get rid of any
The other thing, because I'm hearing it in your voice, this is really hard to do. You are really startled right now. Take a breather. Take as long as you need. It's a game. It's meant to be fun.
I need Rushdown so bad.
Because, yeah, I have been in the place. I need Rushdown. Because the other thing is, you made this decision really quick. The really quick decision is fight the Act 1 boss. The other two have their use cases. You can't gain gold. So, I am rich is awful. It is get 2 curses for free. I love curses, and normality is the worst curse. You could even take upgrade all cards here. Would also be better than 2 curses. But also, fighting the Act 1 boss, almost guaranteed to be free. But
I
it's
didn't
the...
want any of them. That's the really annoying part.
Thinking through that decision would have definitely
Let's see
helped
if we can
solve
get rid
it.
of some.
Caw! So we gotta replace with gambling chip.
Well, that's really annoying.
Probably would have also gotten rid of the strike, because you got lots of strikes in your deck.
Yeah, they need to go as soon as...
Yeah, the other part is not having any gold makes it really hard to get rid of those
Yeah,
normalities.
really trouble. That normality just absolutely screwed me.
Oh, and you have Runic Pyramid so they never leave. Literally tying you down. Whoops. We don't need to rub the end of this in. Pretty clear what happened at the end there. Yeah. You handled this fight really well, especially for a misplay. Getting through this was really good. But again, if you don't want to restart, you don't have to. I need to get better at not save scumming on even on fights, optimizing every little thing. Would have played some, like, you had lots of scrapes. Scrape is your most, or Scrawl, not Scrape, Scrawl. Scrawl is an amazing card. You missed out on a bunch of card draw with it by not playing your Miracle first. If you're drawing for 10 cards, you can get a play, you're going to be able to play all of them. You also had Runic Pyramid, which would then let you keep all of those cards that you weren't able to play. So you just play them next turn. You get 4 energy every turn. You're going to play most of these cards. Especially because stuff like Follow Up and a lot of your stance cards are free because you generate energy with them. Scroll's an amazing card, especially with Runic Pyramid. The saddest part is because of this fight, you being startled. Not picking the normality curses definitely ended the run. I actually think this would have been a win. Biggest things, don't focus on the rushdown, but when you pick up cards, keep in mind you want to try to keep that deck small. Um, but also the Watcher has lots of fun cards. Um, Learning these crazy cards on the Watcher lets you do some of the most broken and fun runs in the game. Um, and love-hate relationship with Watcher, absolutely. But thank you for giving me the permission to record a critique. This was lots of fun. I'm gonna have fun going over my own footage here. Um, and I might before that play some Slay the Spire because it's fun. Um, have a great day. Uh, See you in the next one. Bye.